Gather up your projects, settle in your favorite spot. It's time to stitch with Sarah at her stitchy Camelot. Let's celebrate each other, this community we've got. It's time to get down to Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my FlossTube channel, where we will discuss and celebrate all things cross-stitch. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and join me
at Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is FlossTube number 60. It is Wednesday, October the 23rd, 2024. I would like to take this moment to welcome each and every one of you to my FlossTube channel. As I do at the beginning of every video, I want to send love, hugs, and kisses to my husband Stan for writing and performing the intro song that you just heard. I love the fact that some of you are learning the words and sing right along, and even some of the husbands too, I hear. So anyway, that's just all a testament to his wonderful intro song. If you are new to my FlossTube channel, I hope you will like what you see, that you will subscribe, ring the bell, share, like, do all the things that we do on our FlossTube channels. For those of you that are returning, thank you always for coming back, for being here for me, for lifting me up with your comments, your support, your encouragement. I think you all know how much you mean to me. I have a lot to talk about today. I have some business things that I want to go through. I've got shares, I've got new starts, I've got a I've got a finish, not a fully finish. I do have one fully finished, but it's not the fully finished that I was talking about. So we got a lot to do. So let's just jump in and start it off. So I wanted to just give a little bit about what's going on in my life. On the 12th, we had a baby sprinkle for Eva and the baby that is to come. I guess when you have had more than one child or something, you go from a shower to a sprinkle. Anyway, this is all new for me. But it was a wonderful family get-together. I got to drive over with two of my daughters and my granddaughter and spend some time actually with family from the second husband that I'm very close to. So it was just a wonderful day. Vince was there, and it just makes me so happy to be with my family, with my daughters, and of course with my grandchildren. So we had that. It was a beautiful day in the Bay Area, and so now we are at the point where the C-section is scheduled for November 14th, as long as everything goes to plan, which I will just insert here. I don't know what's going to happen in the month of November, but we're going to sort of hang loose because I don't know what all my responsibilities will be with Eva, but we'll get through it. I'll keep you apprised of everything that's going on. Saturday, this past Saturday, there was a meeting in Sacramento with For the Love of Stitches. Again, this is a wonderful group of women, and I love stitching with them. One of them you might know is Katherine of Stitching in Costume, and you have heard me mention Angi Sawyer, because she is sort of the cheerleader for my 1/1 stitching. And then Melissa was there, and Melissa gave these out, which I just thought was so cute. She did not make the pumpkin, she said, but she painted the spool and she made the pins. And I thought that was a very sweet little fall gift from Melissa. So thank you, Melissa, for that. It sits right by me at my stitchy spot for the fall holidays. Okay, then let's see. Then we also had Zoom number 7. Our guest surprise FlossTuber was Sarah of Sew Me Sarah. So of course that was a delight. If you aren't watching her, you should be. We had a lovely group of women, as we always do. And there is always just this sense of what you're taking away from it when it's all over. I think that's for everybody, but I certainly feel that way. And it was a wonderful group. We had lots to show, lots to share, lots of good ideas, and I am so glad that we are having these opportunities to stitch together. So speaking of that, and without further ado, let's go into who has been chosen for the Zoom number 8, which will be November the 3rd. That's a Sunday from 12 to 2 Pacific Standard Time. And these were the 10 names that were picked by the random generator picker thing. Okay, Audrey McDevitt, 9611. KristineSearle, the North Louisiana Stitcher, 8000. Kathy loves stitching. Hi, Kathy. Kelly Flynn, 4775. KarenDavis-Macon, 9658. The Steadfast Stitcher, hi, Beth. Sandy Arnold, 6707. Hi, Sandy. Sandy also often comes to the Sacramento meetings. Valerie Goodwin, RR7JJ. And finally, Mary Tomasi, 3132. So if your name was called, please go down into the description box and click on the link and fill out the Google form so that I will have your email so that I can send you the link. As I have described before, there are many of you that for whatever reason can't make the day that you're called for, and always know that I can bump you to the next one, and I will be doing that with some people for this upcoming FlossTube. So don't think that it's kind of a one and done, and that if you missed your chance it won't happen. So we can work together. This is very flexible. I mentioned it in the last email with the link, but I did want to talk about this with all of you, is that when we do these, what we have been doing, if you want to, we go around and you can be spotlighted on Zoom, and you can show what you're stitching on, finished pieces that you are particularly proud of. Tell us, a little bit about yourself, where you're from. So I wanted to make sure that I let you guys know that in preparation for being on the Zoom, I feel like I've been negligent in not mentioning that. So some people haven't been ready with anything but what they were stitching on. So it's probably not the place to bring out your 55 whips like I have, but you know what I mean, just some things that you would really like to share. So, so be sure to fill out the Google form so that I will have your email address, and we'll just keep on plodding on. So that will be November 3rd. That is a Sunday from 12 to 2. Okay, then we did have a giveaway. Lorraine, who has just been very kind to my channel, and I just keep thanking her from the bottom of my heart, had a chart, Winter Wonderland by Blackbird Design, and the keyword was winter, and the winner for that is the Inland Sea Stitcher, and I'll put the little card in the video as we go. So that's the Inland Sea Stitcher. If you will email me, my email is in the drop-down box below. I will get your address to Laureen, and she will get that off to you. So, okay, so we got that. All right, then I had something just that I thought was absolutely wonderful. If you guys remember, I purchased a small red sampler from Audrey of Stitch bead, and the name of that was Jenny V.D. Vegt, VEGT. Well, I have a commenter, Marion, who explained to me a little bit about what that meant. Not that she knows the young lady, but this is what she said. The VD stands for Von D, so VANDE, which in English means from thee. Then she gives her name. I don't want to do that in case, you know. But anyway, so Vet, VEGT, is the name of a river in the northern part of the Netherlands, these days called the Vecht, VECHT. And so it just gives a little information. Marion is Dutch, and Marion, thank you so much for sending that. It just gives the piece just a little more meaning than just looking at a bunch of letters. So I appreciate you taking the time to do that. The next thing is, this is just a little thing that might say a bit about how I feel about some things. I posted this in a story quite a while back. I think my daughter had posted it. But I just want to read it really quickly because if you ever get just a random message from me, for some people a phone call, I just believe when something is touched you, is good for you, has been good to you, you want to let that person know. And so I love this. Never admire quietly. If I admire something about someone, I tell them. We humans are so fragile. It's important we give people their flowers while they are still here. Never admire quietly. And that is by Chimamanda Adichie, Adichie. And I really believe that. Life is too short. If you want to tell somebody something sweet, kind, loving, tell them. Don't wait. Okay, I've been meaning, I wanted to share that, guys, that with you all so much. All right. I had one shout out, so I will do that now. I'm just sort of behind in my FlossTubes, I think with some of the traveling and stitching, etc. But I did watch it was a first video FlossTube and her FlossTube channel is Jessica Doise, and I will put that down below, Doize. She is in the Pacific Northwest. She is a young stitcher. Her Instagram address, I'll run below, is JedXStitch. And she designs. A lot of her designs are fantasy designs, but she is designing. And so I just wanted to encourage you all to go over, take a look, and subscribe, and welcome her to the FlossTube community. I know that we are getting so many new FlossTubers, and I will try over the next few months to try to bring their FlossTubes to your attention. But just be aware that I don't know really what's going to happen in November with my schedule. So, okay, now let's do shares. I have some beautiful shares today. So the first one is from Robin, and it is a finish of Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. And she stitched this with Valdani threads, and she put these pops of color in the border. And it's always inspiring to me. I still love working on Away We Ride. And so I wanted to thank you, Robin, for sending along that inspiration for all of us. The next piece is Julie, and this is Oh Holy Night by Stony Creek. It is stitched with DMC thread 1/1 on an 18 count Aida, blue Aida. She finished this in 2023, and it is really spectacular. So with the Christmas season coming up, it's such a beautiful piece. Thank you, Julie, for sending that. Allison sent a finish of a freebie from Al Forrest Embroidery, and she had done done it with a sulky conversion. And I think the freebie was called like Halloween Autumn. But thank you, Allison, for that fall inspiration. Michael, hi Michael, I'm going to get to meet Michael in Phoenix in February, so this is very exciting. He sent his fully finished piece of Golden Delicious by the Artsy Housewife. He stitched it on a 32 count Ocean Air by Fox and Rabbit with DMC, and it is it's stunning. So thank you, Michael, for sending this. And last but certainly not least, Annette, and I hope, Annette, I'm saying your name correctly, sent this finish of Nederland, and it was a kit from Lenarti. She worked on this for 35 years, and it is now hanging in her living room. And needless to say, she is quite proud of it, and it is, well, it's just a heritage piece. It's beautiful, Annette, and I am so glad. I think Annette is from the Netherlands, and I'm sure that the piece had a lot of meaning to you as you stitched on it. So thank you all for sending your pieces for me to share. As I always say, this is a portion of my FlossTube videos that people really enjoy, and I appreciate you taking the time to photograph it and send it to me. And I am honored to share every piece that you guys send my way. So those are our shares. So let's see where we are. I feel like I'm just moving right along. Okay, well, let's get this out of the way. I have a finish, whew, right? But I did finish Summer at Cherry Hill Farm, and this is my finish. Yes, sirree. The damn grass is done. So I actually finished the day after I did my last FlossTube. It is stitched on a 36 count Stars Hollow by R&R Reproductions. I used the called for overdyed floss. This is a Brenda Gervais piece. And I am very happy to have it done. So this has been my 2 threads a day for what feels like years. But so I've got to pick a new piece. I will show you what I have been working on this month for my 2 threads a day. I don't know if I will continue because I do like, because I think the season will pass, and so we'll see what I choose. But anyway, thank you guys. You have all been so incredibly sweet about seeing it every 2 weeks, after every 2 weeks, after every 2 weeks. And I appreciate your support and your encouragement. So she's done. All right, so I'm gonna just take a sip. I did have a little bitty fully finished, and that is the piece from the Antique Needleworker, Shelley, Stop, Drop, and Stitch. I just made this into a little pin pillow. I put a little of the rose fabric on the back. I'm not going to put any trim because I think it would be, whoa, it would be a little bit overpowering. So, but it is finished, and it is sitting in one of my bowls for me to enjoy. Thank you, Shelley, for sharing that. I'm seeing a lot of finishes of her pieces. I've seen a couple of The Law of Kindness, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. And I think Stephanie of Cross Stitch the Globe has finished Delia Conger, and it is also gorgeous. Congratulations on that finish, Stephanie. So that was my finish and my fully finished. So let's look at my new starts. As promised from the last video, I really wanted to start Halloween Time by the Witchy Stitcher. I just think that cat is darling. I pulled the threads for it and realized that 2 of the colors are étoile, and I don't have any étoile, but I ordered it because I want to try it. My friend Angi, the Tiny House Stitcher, she loves it. I have heard favorable reviews of stitching with it. So I'm just going to I was skipping the pieces that called for the étoile, which is the 310, the black, and I think a 742. Let's see, I've got the colors here. Annie is just right by me, and she's kind of grunting and just saying hello. But these are some of the colors. Look at that. But yeah, it was the, oh goodness. She's sneezing, I think. Well, oh yeah, it was 740. Got it in a little bag. And this was to be an étoile as well as the black. So these are the colors. There's some more. I haven't got them all on bobbins yet, but I wanted to get it started. I am stitching this on a 36 count. It's called Genuine Jillian, and it's by Those Missing Stitches, and this is what I've done so far. Isn't this fabric gorgeous? Oh my gosh, I love it. And I did a floss toss it, and we were kind of concerned about some of the oranges, but they're going to be just fine. So this is Halloween Time by the Witchy Stitcher. I obviously will not have this ready for this Halloween, but I did want to get it started. And I am keeping that in a bag made by Tammy, and the Creative Country Girl. You know, she always puts the little like luggage so that you could put your project on there. And so that was one of my new starts. It wasn't the first one I did, but it was one of them. Okay, so we've got this out of the way just so I don't get things mixed up. Then my second new start, which I am also enjoying very much, is Big Chicken, Little Chicken Pin Keep by Stacy Nash Designs. I started this with Anne on Instagram, and I know several people are joining in. So I'm stitching this on the called for fabric, which is 40 count old stationery by Seraphim, and I love this fabric. I'm using most of the called for. I did substitute Cherry Cobbler for the Weeks Dye Works Red Rocks, and I substituted Roxy Flosco Silver Birch for the Weeks Dye Work 10 Rose. And our hashtag is hashtag Chicken Little Sal, and this is what I have done so far. So there, the top and the bottom of this mattress finish are stitched. You know, it almost looks like that's out too far, doesn't it? I'll have to check. But from here, I hope not. I mean, it won't be the end of the world to remove. But anyway, I don't want to get caught up in worrying about it right now while I'm recording this video. But I love the colors. I love stitching on 40 count. So it has a top and bottom as well as sides. So a lot of stitching there to do. I will check and make sure before I get too much further along that that will work. It is in my beautiful bag made by Anne. I wish I could find this hat and I would wear it on a floss tube. Don't you think I would look grand in that? So that is my second new start. And like I said, I will take a look at that because it sure looked close. Okay, so those are my two new starts. So I think we're ready to jump into my WIPs or my works in progress. I will show you my planner, not so stickered up as one would like. I did get one of the stickers that I got from Lisa Lost in Floss in there. And, but stitching right along. And we just have a few days left in this month. It's just insane. Okay, so that is my planner. All right. Okay, so here we go. My works in progress, the first one is Angel Armel, 1907 by Maximum Cross Stitch. This is my current red sampler that I am working on. I am stitching this on a 36 count Heartland by Picture This Plus, and I'm using the Gloriana Silks in Hollyberry, and this is where I am. So I got a few more of the letters done. I got the letters all the way across to here, and I love those letters. I love doing them. They're great fun. I did more on the border. I brought this zigzag part down. So that is my current red sampler. All right, let's get that back in. There are so many red samplers that I want to do. So, okay, my next piece, oh my goodness, I love this so much, is Anne Hunt Nelsey by, and I always say it wrong, Cross Stitch Antiques, Kathleen Littleton. This was a piece that we got at Sampler Symposium in 2023. And I am stitching this on the called for, which is 36 count Lakeside Maritime White, and I'm using the Belle Soie silks in the color Her Crown, which I just love. So this time I got almost this entire piece done. So that is where I worked. But the variegation in this Belle Soie, just the way it comes up on the fabric is just a joy to stitch. So that's Anne Hunt Nelsey by Cross Stitch Antiques. A joy. All right, and there's so many pieces by her I want to do. I have to live a long time. Okay, my next piece is, so this is what I have been doing for my 2 threads a day, especially for the month of October, since I finished Summer at Cherry Hill, and that is I am putting some work into Lady Halloween by Jardin Privé. I am doing this as a monochromatic stitch, all in black. I am using stitching this on a 36 count Mellow by Picture This Plus, and I'm using the Floramel silk by Soie in antique black. So this is what that is looking like. So I worked entirely in this area right here. I got this letter done, this area. There's a page break right here, but primarily in this area. So, isn't it lovely? There's a lot of people that have done this as well, or are working on it. So that's Lady Halloween by Jardin Privé. I just enjoy stitching on it, so I don't feel any great urgency to get it done. Like I said, I don't think because it's Halloween that I will continue after the month of October to use it as a 2 threads a day piece. Okay, my next one, oh my goodness. I just love cross stitch. And I'm gonna take a drink, I really do. I got out Summer by Blackbird Designs. I'm doing all three pieces, summer, fall, and winter, I think are the three. I am stitching this on a 36 count Liberty Gathering Gray by R&R Reproductions. I'm using the called for overdyed floss. It was a new start I wrote here for the 2023 Idaho vacation. And this is my progress. So this one is getting very close to being done, this block. I completely finished the bird. I came down and did strawberries, and I finished this little flower. I brought this border all the way down. I have, you know, a basting thread to make sure that that stays as it should. So that is Summer by Blackbird Designs, and it is so lovely. And again, I have seen a lot of people working on this one. I just get amazed by, when you look at these books, all the other little pieces that are in them. It's just, oh my goodness. Oh. Okay. My next piece is Pet All the Dogs by Teresa Kogut. This memorializes my first trip to Acred and Threads. I am stitching this on a piece of 36 count Weeks Aspen. I'm using the called for floss. It's overdyed. And this is where I am. So I worked, I think I did a little on the roof. I worked on this tree right here. I did do some border work, the fill in, not the border. I had already taken the border all the way around. This could be a contender for my focus piece. But that is Pet All the Dogs by Teresa Kogut. And it is living in the bag I made for Chester with the piece Chester's Place by Whistle Stop Stitchery and Design. And I have Chester's dog tag as the zipper pull. So I'm very proud of that project bag. Okay, there we go. Get you out of the way. So yes, could be a contender for a focus piece. All right, my next piece was a good fall piece, is the Reverend Gordon Squash Bottom by Not Forgotten Farm. I took this to the For the Love of Stitches, and I think I did some stitching on this at on a Zoom, because there are nice blocks of stitching. I'm stitching this on a 36 count R&R Barbara's Blend with the call for DMC. So this is where I am. So I got, you know, I've done all of these and this, and I think the 1761, I think I put that in since you've seen it last. But it is a good piece to work towards for fill-in for Zooms. So that is the Reverend Gordon Squash Bottom by Not Forgotten Farm. Another piece that a lot of people have done, and it is, well, they're all enjoyable. I I am learning more and more. And it's not like it's a new thing, but how much comfort and therapy our stitching gives us. Especially in these Zooms and talking to people, and it's just a wonderful, glorious hobby that we have. Okay, my next piece is out of the book A Heart Remembers by Blackbird Designs, and it is the one called Wildflower Guide. It is also getting very close to a finish. I am stitching this on a 36 count pale khaki by XU Design, and I'm using the called for overdyed floss. And this is where I am. So I got that basket and the berries done. So in reality, I just really have this little area over here and the initials. And then it will be all done. I love Blackbird Design. So that is Wildflower Guide by Blackbird Designs. Okay. The next piece I worked on, I don't want my basket to fall, was because I haven't touched this in a long time, I pulled out this Simple Life by Teresa Kogan. I just have worked on it so far this morning. I am stitching it on a 36 count overcast by Cedar River Linen. And you know, it's one of the reasons that I love stitching on this piece is because I love stitching on this fabric. And this is where I am. So today I have finished this tree. It was not complete. I put some of the fencing in. I did the little squirrel, and I have done, I put this corner flower in, and a little bit of the work on this side of the border. Oh, and the house. I actually have finished all that outlining. I still have to, there's a page break there, so I have to take that down. But that is Simple Life by Teresa Kogan. And it lives in another bag made by Anne, in which she put what she had stitched of A Simple Life on the back of this gorgeous bag. Isn't that just beautiful? I'm a very lucky woman. So that is A Simple Life. Again, not one that I'm just overly anxious to finish, but I do love stitching on it, again, primarily because I really love the fabric. Okay, next we have Vince's stocking. This is what it's gonna look like. I am right in here, and I'm working on this little raccoon as well. So I'm getting, yeah, but this is definitely going to be my focus piece. This has to be finished by Christmas, full stop. And I'm stitching on a 14 count antique white Aida with the call for DMC floss, 2/1, and this is where I am. So I got the outlining done on Santa. His beard's almost completely done. You can see that the fox is coming in down here, and the raccoon is gonna be right here, right there. So, and I've got all the stitching across the top, and I love the moon, and oh, it's just so pretty. I can't wait for him to wake up on Christmas morning and have it all filled with good things from Santa. So that is my stocking. But like I said, it's got to be finished. So I've got to really crack the whip on myself, tear myself away from samplers and such. And then my last piece is, oh, this is my focus piece, is Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. I had thought that you might see this as a finish this time, but I still have these Smyrna crosses to do here and here. But I have found that I quite enjoy the satin stitch. Now, does it look like, you know, I think it's a very prim satin stitch. I am doing what Nicola said, and I go through twice, but it still looks, but I love it. I'm very happy with it. It is a very relaxing thing to stitch. I'm stitching this on 36 count flannel flower by Fox and Rabbit. I'm using the called for overdyed floss, and this is where I am. So as you can see, I have the satin stitch across the top. I've got the band here almost halfway done. So I have one more band in this color and then one more band across the bottom. So this is a possibility for a finish before you see it next. But because it will be competing with Vince's stocking, we'll see what happens. But I'm very close, and I'm very happy about it. So that's Oh Joyous Design. For those of you that are new or haven't heard, my plan is to put my 3 daughters' initials on this piece. So those are my works in progress. I am just thrilled that I can sort of wake up and just stitch anything I want. Like I said, I am starting to feel a little pressure with Vince's stocking, but it's a good pressure. So, okay, so that was that. Now, I did buy a couple of things. One is related to the hurricane relief. Annie, the proper stitcher, if you would please go and watch her latest video. She talks about the piece, Go Tell It on the Mountain, that she has designed. It can be purchased at a store. Yes, Cross Stitch and Crafts in Johnson City. So you can get the paper copy there, or you can call Cross Stitch and Crafts in Johnson City, and I will put that telephone number down below, and you can give them your email, and then they will send you the PDF if you would prefer. So I did get the PDF, and so this is to raise money for the hurricane victims of Helene, which there is still much work to do for these people. So go watch her latest video, and you can get all the exact information. And Annie has been making beautiful designs now for a bit, and I think it was wonderful of her to donate her time. I did see on Facebook, because if you remember last time I mentioned that I had made 2 purchases from Jan Hicks Creates when she was giving 100%, I think, of the funds that she collected off of her Etsy shop for the first week. She collected somewhere around $3,000, and then she was still going to collect 50 and give 50% to hurricane relief, and she's actually giving hers to the World Kitchen. You know, that wonderful organization. I feel like I'm leaving an initial out, but the World Kitchen She was through the month of October. She was still going to give 50% of what she sells in her Etsy shop. So I'm sure she will collect more. And then Corrin of Grace Notes Fabrics, I purchased that piece of fabric. They had made, I think, $4,000 the last time I had heard for, and they were going to give that to the Samaritan's Purse, which has been on the ground doing a lot of good work for the hurricane victims. So that was a purchase that I did for that. And then I succumbed to one other that I haven't started, although Kim, needleworker Kim, has already put in a start on this. We were waiting, I would almost say impatiently, for Michelle of Mama Loves You GB to get this up in her Etsy shop, and it's called Birds of a Feather Circled Together. And it is beautiful. I think my plans are to do it in the DMC in the colorway from the back. When you get the chart, you can get that on her Etsy, in her Etsy store. You get both the front and the back charted. The actual piece is square, and it has a corner pieces that are stitched, but I do plan when I stitch this to do it as a circle. So that was my one chart that I did buy. So Kim, you're going to probably have it finished before I get started, but that's okay because we certainly knew we both wanted to get going on it. So, okay, so that is the purchase that I made. So I think that we've kind of covered everything. So I wanted to be sure and say that if you are new to my FlossTube channel, I hope you did like what you saw, and that you will subscribe, ring the bell, share, and like, and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. I remain so joyous that we are having our Zooms together, and we will keep it going, and I just am so grateful to have all of you in my life. So I feel like that went extraordinarily fast, but I think we've covered everything. So know that, make sure that you put if your name was called, please go to the Google form and put your, fill out the Google form so that I will have your email address. And then please continue to put in your comment, please continue to put Zoom. I will continue to pick those. I think that we're going to start seeing that we're getting to a place where we need to start doing some repeats and having some more of these together. And maybe we'll do some during the week, so don't ever be surprised if you just get a, out of the blue email from me saying, are you available to Zoom? Because like I said, I do want to keep this going. So put Zoom in your comment, and let's continue that. But I think that I have covered everything that's on the table. So I'm going to ask you to grab your stitching, get comfortable, and stitch what you love. You all are my world. So thank you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Bye-bye. Until we meet again.
You want to be my elephant?
No.